I'm Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 62 of Marksmess Podcast, where with my daughters Charlotte and Catherine, we look at the world of geekery, going through Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, and also other things that are happening in our lives. If you'd like to email us, you can by...
You have to say email.
You can email at...
No, you didn't. You're not doing it right. You have to say, and if you want to email us, you can by email at
mymarksmess@gmail.com or on Twitter
at Marksmess Podcast, like the tea.
On our Facebook page,
Marksmess Podcasts.
And just for the sake of saying it now, in case I forget later on, thanks to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com for our title music.
We didn't do the webpage.
Oh, we didn't do the webpage. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out. Right, a lot of things have happened since the last time we talked.
When was the last time I talked?
We talked the 15th of August.
We haven't talked to each other since.
We've talked. We're talking to the people who are listening to this.
Since.
I wish you hadn't. We are watching several things. We are watching She-Hulk, which we are liking a lot.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are. And I've decided Catherine is now Catherine with a K, no Y, and not what you think.
That doesn't even make sense.
It didn't make sense with the girl either. We're also, Charlotte and Catherine has seen this before, Charlotte and I haven't. Thor, Love and Thunder. Catherine, your review, if I remember, it was okay, but it was too much comedy. I'm inclined to agree with you. The comedy doesn't really fit in well with the serious aspects. There's some very serious aspects and some not so serious. We're not going to spoil it for you. Have you seen it, Charlotte, yet?
Nope.
Are you intending to?
Eventually.
Also, some of the jokes just aren't funny. It's like, you can tell it's a joke, but it's like, why?
Yes.
From what I can remember, I saw it like months ago. Yeah.
But as movies go, it's not too bad. As Marvel's movies go, maybe it isn't. There's been news. We're going to talk to you about two bits of news and what the geek influences of those two bits of news. The biggest news in the world at the moment is that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died. If you've missed that, if this is a bit of a spoiler for you, sorry about that. But it got me thinking. There's lots of programs on our television because our main state-run TV show, state-sponsored or state licensed TV channels have to run a certain programs in a certain way at the moment. So we haven't had many. It's just been weird on TV. Every time you turn on the BBC, there's some program about Queen Elizabeth II or Charles or something about the royal family. It got me thinking about how the Queen has touched pop culture. Queen has been there since 1953 as the Queen. So she has been there before the Beatles and after the Beatles. She has been there before colour TV and into digital TV. She's been there a lot. So put it this way, in comic books, in the 70s and 80s, they used to have the President of the United States in the comic books, but he was usually in shadow or treated as somebody undefinable who it's meant to be. Because the President of the United States changes every 4 to 8 years. But we have a Queen that will change hasn't changed in 70 years. So it got me thinking to where I have seen her in the past in some of the media. That cast my mind back to 1977. 1977 for the Queen was the Silver Jubilee.
That was like 50 years ago.
It was. Well done. Congratulations. I was dressed as a peapod.
At this specific time, this moment in time.
This moment in time, but just the whole year I dressed as a peapod. And in our British comics...
Do you have any pictures of that? Because I really want to see that.
I would love to have pictures of that. I do not have pictures of that.
I'll make one.
You do an artist...
recreate it?
Did you have a little hat?
I cannot remember. Honestly, I can't remember. I don't know if I even painted my chubby wee face green to be another P.
I imagine
you would have to.
If anybody hasn't listened to my 1977 Marksmess year one that I did, 50 for 50, thank you very much. In 1977, I dressed as a peapod, with 2 bits of cardboard down either side, covered in green crepe paper, and green balloons down the middle to be the peas.
Did you have green clothing on as well?
I'm guessing I would have.
I didn't know that was what the costume was like, but I always imagined you as like a wee wee round suit on.
That would be as a pea, not a pea pod.
And then your face is painted green, and then you've got little green arms and legs, and you have a little green hat.
There's something
Basically,
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory about that.
Yeah.
No, not Veruca. It was Violet Beauregarde.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Anyway, in our British comics, we're very ready to depict the Queen. I remember Minnie Zabino had the Queen in it, but this was an issue of Captain Britain. Captain Britain number 39 and Super Spider-Man number 231. You tended to have these comics change title every now and again with growing trends. So they'd swap over with things. So Spider-Man was becoming more popular, so they moved Captain Britain over to a Spider-Man comic and kept the British thing of having a few pages of each storyline in each comic. So also, I think they had Fantastic Four as well as Avengers in it as well. So you got a whole bunch for your few pennies that you spent. The synopsis of this, let's see if I can find it in my notes, because did you stop laughing at me saying synopsis?
Synopsis?
Synopsis. Not synopsis. Synopsis.
You kind of been a giant bogey.
Synopsis.
When the Queen was in London...
I have a question. Why did you dress up for the Queen's Jubilee?
Because it was a fancy dress parade. It tended to be the thing to do.
Why did you choose a pea pod of all things?
Yeah, I was like 5. I didn't choose. I was just basically thrown into at that age, I didn't know what was happening day to day, so I hadn't a clue what was going to happen. So I just happened to be...
You just thought this was the normal? Every day, once in a year, you dress like a
John or Roger, but he's a big pod.
Well, I don't know. I genuinely don't remember what John and Roger dressed as. My dad dressed as Julius Caesar because he had a bed sheet around him and a wreath on his head. I remember somebody dressed as Tarzan. They were basically in their swimming pants.
Would have been cold.
Yeah, but there was 1977. We had proper weather then. Not this rain stuff. We had sunshine.
No, we have more sunshine now because of the global warming.
No, it's wetter.
And sunshine
It's
here.
also, no, the sun, it doesn't matter about the sun because it's just heat. Because the sun still shines all the same.
Every weather gets more extreme with global warming.
Every weather gets more extreme.
Yeah, every type of weather. Rain gets more extreme, cold gets more extreme, warm gets more extreme.
But the sun
Snow gets more
doesn't
extreme.
change the brightness. The settings don't go up or down.
Extreme.
Anyway, back to Super Spider-Man 231. This is the Captain Britain story. When the Queen was in London to speak in honour of her Silver Jubilee, so it was right bang up to date for that time, she was attacked by Captain Britain, who was being mind-controlled by the Manipulator. What a name.
I wonder why he attacked the Queen.
Yeah, she was saved.
One of those anti-monarch.
She was saved by the highwayman, who was also working for the Manipulator and managed to replace one of the Queen's rings with a mind-controlled device.
So he mind-controlled the Queen.
The mind-controlled Queen led the Royal Navy against the nation of Umbazi in Africa.
You know the monkey guy from the Powerpuff Girls? Is that what he did? Did he mind control people?
I don't
He
know.
had like circles on his
I
head.
think he did.
Much to the consternation of the British government, Captain Britain battled the Manipulator as henchman, the highwayman, and freed the Queen from his control. So there you have it. That was what happened in it. Would you like to see...
What age was the Queen then?
In 1977, so take 50 years from 90... What was she?
46.
46.
Yeah.
40, she was 46. She was younger than I am now.
Whoa.
I know. Would you like to see a picture of the Queen as depicted by whoever drew
I
it
thought you could say the people costume.
in a Peapod costume?
Wait, the
This-
pictures then?
This, yeah, it's in the comic books. So you're gonna
No,
have
I thought
pictures.
you meant a picture of her when she was 46.
Well, that is basically a picture of when she's 46. That isn't too bad, as the Queen was then. But if you go back, let's see, who was the artist? Artist was R. Wilson and P. Marcos.
That's a lot, alright.
Yep. Do you want to see another one of the comic before that, which is Captain Britain 39? There we go. That's her there.
Was Captain Britain kind of like
Her mind control ring.
Captain Carter, but British?
More super. He could fly.
So
It
like
was more
Captain
magical.
Marvel,
I think
but
that's
British.
That is the Queen. That's not 1977.
Is it not?
No, that's not. Okay. The
That
one
one.
that's maybe I don't
I just
know.
typed in Queen age 46.
Try Silver Jubilee. Anyway, now this one here in the previous comic, Captain America, Captain Britain 39. She looks more like her mother, but holding up a lovely ring. That's the Queen.
That's her coronation outfit.
Yeah.
Or not coronation, what do you call it? Jubilee.
Jubilee outfit.
Yeah.
So there you have. That's the first time I remember the Queen being in any of my media. The next time was 11 years later, 1988, the 25th anniversary of Doctor Who. Sylvester McCoy starred in Silver Nemesis, which was bringing back the Cybermen. It was the first anniversary special without multiple Doctors, probably because Colin Baker wouldn't come back, because he was treated very badly. Sixth Doctor, he was just told, no, you're fired. We're getting someone else. No negotiation, no talk. So he didn't even stay for the regeneration scene. If you ever watch the regeneration scene, it's not great. Basically, it's Sylvester McCoy in a wig being rolled over. It's hilarious to see now, but it was sad at the time. But thankfully, Colin Baker has come back to do the Big Finish stuff, and he's doing fantastic. I do love him in that. The production team wanted a royal to appear. From what I remember back then, it was Charles they wanted to appear, but it turns out from another source I've read, because he was the Prince of Wales, but I've read another one that was Prince Edward. Prince Edward is the Queen's youngest son. So you've seen him over the past couple of days.
The one that gifted the Gorgies?
No, that was the unmentionable one.
Yeah, that was my polite way of saying that.
Yes. Prince Edward was asked to appear in the story by Jonathan Nathan Turner, who was the producer at that time. He was the showrunner at that time. But the royal family wrote a letter in response declaring that would be inappropriate for his appearance to happen. So they didn't want him to happen. Prince Edward was actually in a bit of show business. He was doing stuff with Andrew Lloyd Webber. Do you know him from? Musicals. Different musicals. So, and name a musical in the 70s and 80s, he probably was part of.
Grace.
Name a musical that was made over here in the 70s and 80s, he was probably part of it.
I've never seen it, so I don't know what it's about.
Starlight Express, Cats, Chess.
That's not what it's about, that's musicals.
That's those different musicals. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
I realise where you're all confused. What happened in the show? They weren't actually even allowed to film at Windsor Castle, which is where the Queen's body is lying now, because it's usually just done for documentaries. The TARDIS materialises outside Windsor Castle in 1988. The Doctor and Ace follow a group of tourists on a guided tour. Ace was the Doctor's companion at that time, one of the better ones.
I watched something with her in it.
Well, you're going to watch something again, because the next Doctor Who, The Power of the Doctor, will have Ace in it. An older Ace, but seeing a no entry sign, they sneak into the castle. Hearing the bark of dogs, they see a woman coming towards them with several corgis. The Doctor recognises a woman, but can't immediately place who she is. Ace realises that it's Queen Elizabeth II and drags him into hiding. However, when he tells him who it is, he races after the Queen. They say they need armed forces and the police on their side, and who better to ask? However, the Doctor and Ace are seized by security guards before they can get anywhere near the Queen. Okay, that's it. The Queen was actually played by Mary Reynolds, who's quite famous for being a Queen impersonator, sort of show business style, not in a, I will try and take over the world type thing. She's now just recently said she's going to retire. I wonder why. I wonder what prompted that. Would you like to see this on YouTube? I scoured YouTube to try and find anywhere where this was, so let's have a look. This is from...
I was thinking about that.
Doctor Who references Queen Elizabeth II from a few weeks ago.
This way? What do you think?
I don't know. I might be able to tell if I actually knew where we were going, but we didn't actually cover the royal residential areas on the school trip. Someone coming.
Act as if you own the place.
Do what?
It always works. We own the place.
Doctor!
How annoying. I can't place that woman for the life of me.
Doctor!
It's all right, Ace. I know that woman from somewhere. What? Why didn't you say something?
Okay. Of course, the other one that was starting to come up there is Catherine.
The Titanic one.
The Titanic one.
Something to do with the angel.
Yeah,
What's it called?
But it's not called anything to do with the angels. Voyage of the Damned,
Oh,
is it?
yeah, it is.
Something like that. Anyway.
But the one that was up before that was the one with the werewolves.
Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah.
Queen Victoria?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So those are the 2 times I remember the Queen being depicted in some of the geeky media that I have watched. Now, do you remember any times she's been in stuff that you've watched?
She what do you call it for the Olympics in 2012? She what do you call it? Not bungee jumps.
Skydived. Yes, the James Bond moment. That was fantastic. I think that Queen would have done the Doctor Who thing. I think she would have. And the most.
She also had Tea with Paddington.
Tea with Paddington, of course, famously. We've watched the Queen's Corgis, the animation where she's depicted in that.
I can't remember that.
It was.
You didn't enjoy it.
No, it was okay. It was.
I liked it.
Yeah, because it's got dogs in it.
Yeah.
You would enjoy anything
Donald
with dogs
Trump was
that
also
survive.
in it, though. Donald Trump was in it.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, right. So that is it for this half of the podcast. No, it's not.
No, it was not.
It's not.
Plot.
So other things have happened in our household. Charlotte is going away. It's not because she's being bad. It's because she's going to university.
I'm very smart.
She's very smart. So we don't know what's going to happen to the podcast. We'll definitely do things when she's back at home. I don't know if we've got the technology
But we're right.
to do it.
I'll replace her. I'll do the both of us.
I think you could talk enough. That's what I'm worried about, that I'm left with just you and me.
What?
Do you want to tell people whereabouts you're going?
No.
The south of England.
The south of England. What we're doing
Across the water.
across. That's a big deal for us in Northern Ireland. In Northern Ireland, I tell people
I will be able to get post stuff that you just can't get here.
that's true.
So if you want anything for Christmas,
Yes, I do. Lots of things. The big deal in Northern Ireland is if you have to go over, say, 20 miles anywhere. That's a day trip after that. Belfast is
day trip.
an hour away.
that's a day trip.
As a day trip. I worked 10 miles away when I was a youth worker, and the first night I locked up the youth centre about 10 o'clock, one of the young people said, "Are you going home tonight or are you staying over?" 10 miles, folks. We do not do travel much. So going over the water, Charlotte is now, it's like Captain Cook. It's like Christopher Columbus. It's Magellan. She is going to uncharted waters. And we salute you. If you've got any advice for her...
If there's anything that you wish you brought to uni that you hadn't, tell me.
By the time this is up, you'll be at uni. Any university...
By the time this is up, you'll probably be out of uni as well.
If there's any university advice you would like to give her, do put it in the comments below or send us a wee message. And we will pass that on to Charlotte whenever we will ever see her. It used to be when you went to university. When I went to Belfast to tech, and I stayed over in Belfast, and I phoned home once a week. On a pay phone.
I'll be doing more than that. I'll be like that today.
I'm going to have to turn my Wi-Fi off my phone. So
I'll be sitting in school getting calls from her.
And you won't answer them because you never answer your phone.
Folks, I tell you what, we'll come back after the break and we'll talk about Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and the episode Widow's Sting. So we'll see you in a wee moment. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hi, I'm Ruth.
And I'm Darren of the Rad Adventures Network.
We're a married couple who enjoy great stories of all kinds, including adventures, mysteries, science fiction, and fantasy.
Please join us for a variety of podcasts focused on a range of pop culture topics.
Trekker Talk is about 23rd century bounty hunter Mercy St. Clair from the comic Trekker by writer and artist Ron Randall. It's a blend of classic sci-fi adventures and noir mysteries set in a retro future.
Xenozoic Xenophiles is about the comic Xenozoic Tales by writer and artist Mark Schultz. It's a post-apocalyptic adventure series filled with Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Warlord Worlds covers the many comics of writer and artist Mike Grell, including The Warlord, John Sable, Green Arrow, and the Legion of Superheroes.
Sensational Sleuths, where we talk about favorite mystery novels, movies, and TV shows.
Fantastic Fantasies, where we share our favorite fantasy films and books.
And Amazing Adventures, where we discuss action-packed adventure stories.
Listen on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Or visit radadventuresnetwork.com to find all of our shows and links to our social media pages.
That's RAD, R-A-D, which is short for Ruth and Darren.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
I think I shall call him Adam.
But return to me again empty-handed, and I will bathe the Starways in your blood.
Thanks, Dad. Sounds fair.
Korvac's power grows, as does his madness. He would have destroyed us all, had I not pulled us into the Soul Gem.
Then Thanos, I'm coming for you.
After Xandar, you were going to kill my father?
You dare to oppose me?
You see what he has turned me into? You kill him, I will help you destroy 1,000 planets.
It's all right, Adam. We're here to help. Just stay cool.
I don't want to be here!
Resurrections, an Adam Warlock and Thanos podcast. 5 years and going strong. Every other week. Mostly. For all of your Adam Warlock, Thanos, or Marvel Cosmic needs. Find it on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts are available. ResurrectionsAdamWarlock.tumblr.com.
Adam Warlock. You cannot keep leaving your philosophy books open on the floor. I always trip on them in the middle of the night on my way to the can.
And we're back. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Season 1, Episode 15 is Widow's Sting. And I've actually copied the synopsis here from Earth's Mightiest Heroes the fandom wiki. Hawkeye intercepts a deal between Hydra and AIM. He is abducted by S.H.I.E.L.D. and is lectured by both Nick Fury and Iron Man. I think it should say he's rescued by S.H.I.E.L.D. Alright. Captain America and Black Panther accompany him to a Hydra base. Mockingbird also tags along. Hawkeye and Mockingbird are captured by Hydra and taken to the base. They are imprisoned and are taken to Baron Strucker. Taking charge, they use this as an opportunity to attack Hydra. Cap and Panther enter the battle, and in the fighting, Black Widow attempts to get Baron Strucker out. They are stopped by Hawkeye, but still manage to escape. Most of Hydra is captured, including Madam Hydra. At the end, in the helicarrier, Nick Fury and Mockingbird look at the body of a Skrull posing as Madam Hydra. Da da da. This is a very Hawkeye-centric episode. I do like Hawkeye in this. I find him quite close to what he was in the comics. They also bring back Bobby Morse, and now she's Mockingbird, a costumed...
Is that the one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
It is indeed the one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's wearing a very comic-accurate uniform, but there are bits of it where she's actually flying. Or gliding, which I never saw her do in the comics. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I missed that in the comics.
It's like the sugar glider thing, or like the thing Spider-Man has.
Yes, the underweb wings and stuff like that.
Does that actually work?
Sorry. Ask that again, but slowly.
Does?
No, the whole thing. Does having webs under your armpits work to glide?
Like if you basically made yourself a big web.
Oh, good grief. Charlotte, you're not going away. I can't podcast with just her.
Hypothetically, if you made yourself a massive net, you just made a costume that's a net.
With lots of holes in it.
No, like fabric, not...
Then it's not a net.
There is people who have done something similar. Does it work?
They look like flying squirrels.
It works.
They look like flying squirrels and more anything else.
They're more imitating that. But...
Not Spider-Man. They didn't go, oh, look, Spider-Man can do that in the comic. Maybe I can. This is after years of trying to get radioactive spiders to bite them. Anyway, what did you think of this episode?
I enjoyed it. It was good.
You've got no notes.
No, I don't.
You don't have any notes. Charlotte's looking up fashion.
That was the Queen.
That's the Queen's fashion. Let's hear your notes, Charlotte.
You know about AIM was in it? Was that the organisation that was in Ms. Marvel?
No.
Was that not the guy with the big head?
Yeah, AIM is Advanced Ideas Mechanics, which was in Iron Man 3.
Oh, is that the evil guy?
The bad guy.
With the stick.
The evil guy with the stick.
And like the brain thing. The projection on this table.
No, that was Hydra.
Him.
I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. They're basically evil scientists. In the comic books, they're evil scientists. So in Iron Man 3, it was Guy Pearce played whatever you call him.
The blowing up people.
Yes, the blowy up people.
I was mixing up Iron Man 2 and 3.
Right, okay.
I think they were in the Ms. Marvel comics.
And, yes, in the comics, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, just you said Ms. Marvel, and I thought you meant...
No, they were
social media.
that in
Yes,
the
they were.
comics.
They basically got a beehive outfit. When, what do you call it, Wanda and Vision, they had somebody coming out of the sewer in a beehive costume. People went mad thinking, oh, this is AIM.
Are they the marker people? The highlighters?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll go with that.
I didn't even think it was a beehive costume. They took like highlighters.
So, what did you think of Team Hawkeye, where you had not just Mockingbird, but you also had Black Panther and Cap?
Who is Mockingbird? How did Mockingbird come about?
Mockingbird in the comic books, she first came in Kazar Comics, where she's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and she's, can do athletic type things. In the miniseries Hawkeye in the 80s, she teamed up with Hawkeye and they end up marrying each other. So when Hawkeye was asked to start the West Coast Avengers, Mockingbird came along and joined. Are you still awake with us? They divorced. They separated because she killed one of the bad guys. And the Avengers have a no-killing rule. Basically a no-killing policy. Yeah. Which is a good job they don't have it in the movies, or else none of them would have been in it.
I'm trying to figure out if that's the same as the MCU.
Well, she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in
What was her name?
Bobby Morse.
No, in the MCU.
Bobby Morse.
Was that her wife's?
Her wife's name.
Was that his wife's name?
Whose wife's name?
Hawkeye.
No.
That's what I was asking.
No.
I thought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. weren't in the MCU.
It's complicated because Kevin Feige wasn't in charge of the TV shows at that time.
Well, he should reboot them then.
Yes, I agree. They should have all been part of the whole thing. It was really annoying.
They were kind of part of it at like the very beginning, or like they referenced the MCU, but then
up until what do you call it, Captain America: Winter Soldier. After that, they stopped referencing things. There was wee tiny hints, but not much. And which is a shame. And they shouldn't have done that. It wasn't fair. But we get more Hydra here. We get it's a whole thing where Hawkeye with a bow and arrow and Mockingbird with a stick take on all the Hydra agents who can't shoot anything.
Her sticks go breaks in half as well.
Yes.
Get two sticks.
I've got a stick that breaks in half.
And it goes longer.
Doesn't go back together. Okay, you also have Black Widow back again.
Who's your boy in the cape? Your Hydra boy in the cape?
With the big hook hand.
Yeah.
That is a Grim Reaper. He is Simon Williams' brother. Simon Williams was Wonder Man. So he's I think he's coming to the MCU. Wonder Man.
Was he the one as the Rock? No, that's the DC.
What does he do?
He turns into energy in these cartoons.
Oh, was he the Purple Boy?
Yes, Purple Boy.
So the one that Stark rejected.
Yes, exactly. That's who he is. So we've had that. The Grim Reaper's been in this before as well.
Remember some boy went in to Iron Man and went,
the guy with the stick.
I have a business.
What is it with you? The guy with stick?
Shush. I have a business perspective. Yeah, I have a business offer. Proposal. That's it. And then he went into and then he got caught in some machine and he turned into like some blue, like floaty, dusty, gassy stuff.
Yeah, ions.
Ionic
energy.
Ironic, is it?
Ironic energy. Quantum energy.
Do you remember that boy? No. What movie was this in?
This was in the
series. The series.
The series we're watching diligently.
I had a clue.
Right, okay.
He's got a complicated past as well. His brain patterns were used to make Vision in the comics. So he and Vision are technically the same person. So when...
Twins!
He appeared in an early Avengers comic and he died. And then they used his brain patterns for Ultron to make Vision. Vision then fell in love with Scarlet Witch and they got married. Wonder Man, Simon Williams, came back from the dead, and that was a confusing time. Because now he kind of fancies Scarlet Witch because he's the same brain patterns as Vision. So it became very complicated and got more and more complicated as time went on.
The way you said Vision, I thought you were about to say vegetable. It sounded similar.
Okay.
You know the H on Hawkeye's forehead? Yes. It looks like the helicopter landing pad.
I've said that before.
Any H will look like that. And there was a one point where Hawkeye was talking to Black Panther and Captain America, and they all had different types of projected things.
They all had ears.
Well, it wasn't ears. Black Panther's ears. Hawkeye has feathers, basically. That's what that is, because a hawk.
They don't like
and
feathers.
Captain America has wings.
Why?
No wings.
The eagle
The H is it's an H. It's an H, not a Y. That would be yes, ma'am.
You see your green woman, the Hydra woman.
Yes, Madam Hydra.
She looks like the evil girl in Kim Possible.
She does. That's true.
Oh, I thought she was your one that was like Thor's sister.
Hera.
There was.
Oh, not Hela.
In recently, Disney have released a trailer for Secret Invasion.
We're what do you call him?
Nick Fury?
I was beamed from the sky.
Was he okay?
He was. That was the start of the trailer.
I thought he just came down in a spaceship.
This is spoilers. I haven't seen this.
It's a trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer.
But Secret Invasion is also a very big comic book story from round about when this cartoon first showed. So at the very end of this cartoon, who did they have on the slab as a Skrull? Madam Hydra.
What's a Skrull?
Do you think that's going to happen in the MCU? Because is she not the one recruiting all these people?
She's not Madam Hydra.
Oh, I thought she
was. What's a Skrull and who's Madam Hydra?
Skrull is
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, the green aliens in Captain Marvel with the pointy ears. They're an alien species. Madam Hydra is basically the Madam of Hydra.
Do you think Thanos was related to the Skrull because he also has the wrinkly butt chin?
No. He is he's related to the Eternals.
But he has the same chin.
He's related to the Eternals. He's related to the Eternals.
He's related to Harry Styles, technically. But he has the same chin.
Okay. In the comic books, the Skrulls were a devious race who could turn into creatures. The first story they were in was a Fantastic Four story, and they actually hypnotized the Skrulls and turned them into cows.
Oh, those were the ones in Captain Marvel.
The cows?
No.
Oh, they're crazy. Yeah.
Then,
Sorry, thank you for joining us in this conversation.
And then they were in the car.
Yes.
What?
Anyway.
They were in the car. Who?
The Skrulls. The Skrulls. So in the comic books, there were cows.
When?
The cows got
Nick Fury and Coulson. They like pretended to be something.
In Captain Marvel.
You said Ms. Marvel.
She said Captain Marvel.
I heard Ms. Marvel.
If only we recorded this. Can I continue with my history in the Marvel comics?
Yeah.
The Skrulls were hypnotized to be cows. The cows got milked. People drank the milk. I know, this is decades later somebody came up with this story. Because what would have happened if they killed the cows and they ate? Weird.
Surely if it's dead, it would go back to the Skrull form.
We would hope so, because that's what it showed here. Yeah. In it. So, there is a Secret Invasion coming. So keep your eyes open for any clues.
Oh, is that the Secret Invasion of the Skrull?
The Skrulls taking over people.
Cows. See all those cows in the fields? They're not actual cows.
So at some point, probably for us in about 5 years' time, you're going to have to work out who has been turned into a Skrull and when.
Probably Coulson.
Coulson is not in this, okay?
Coulson's the best!
Coulson is not in this!
What? Oh! What if Iron Man was actually a Skrull?
Exactly.
And then he comes back because he's just like sitting in a cupboard somewhere.
Sitting in a cupboard?
Yeah, because you're the way like when they like steal your identity, they like shove you off in some cupboard.
The Skrulls don't do that.
What do they do?
They just become you.
So they just walk around.
They don't need. You're thinking of the sucker ones and Doctor Who, the Zygons. that they need you to be alive to be able to...
No, but she's thinking it would kind of blow your cover if there was two of you.
It would, unless you come back, I'm your twin. I'm your identical twin with exactly the same name.
And exactly the same haircut.
I think she has a haircut.
Hawkeye grew up on a circus.
Yes, he was a carny. A carnival person.
I think that'd be
So-
fun.
Like, what you call him?
Coco the Clown?
Robin.
Yes, like Dick Grayson.
Aye, that's
Yes. So he knows lots of tips, tricks.
Tips and tricks.
That's it. And it comes out in some of the stories in the comic books. He also was taught by the swordsman how to be an archer.
Who's that?
He's a guy with a sword.
That's a bit... How does he know how to do archery then?
Because he also does archery.
But he's a sword.
In the Hawkeye TV show, right? The swordsman was Kate's prospective father-in-law.
Jack!
Yeah.
That was really fun. I thought he was evil the whole time.
Yeah, which is
That
what
was
you
the
were meant
point,
to
wasn't
think.
it? And then it was just like kind of an idiot.
Basically, an idiot who was quite good with a sword.
Oh, you see the water at the end when there was some like ship submerging or coming out of the water.
Yeah.
It looked manging.
Well, it's probably the Hudson.
Good thing it's not real.
Brown, it was hit.
Yeah, but, sometimes rivers in major cities are blah. That is it, folks. That is it. We're going to finish off there. What did you think of the cartoon?
That's good.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah, that's good.
If we do this across the water, you're going to have to send me the DVD.
Or you can watch it on Disney+.
Or I could watch it on Disney Plus at the same time as you.
Oh, talking about watching, what did somebody get sent here?
Thank you to Caroline and Rob for the present you sent me. It was very nice.
And what was the main thing that we all enjoyed last Saturday night?
We watched Bill and Ted's... Oh, what was it? The second one.
Yeah, Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It was brilliant. Charlotte hated it.
I didn't
I
hate it.
enjoyed it a lot. Thank you very much.
I didn't hate it. Hate's a very strong word. I just didn't enjoy it.
Did you not enjoy... I thought, the special effects were really good for the time.
They're better than She-Hulk.
Yes, when she looks at the camera as She-Hulk, she doesn't look at the camera.
I saw a thing where in She-Hulk it looks like cutscenes from a video game.
It's okay, but it's a TV show, not a movie, so they don't have millions of pounds to throw at it. But anyway, in Bill and Ted...
a TV show these
But
days,
in Bill and Ted... folks, in Bill and Ted, did you not love the bit where they had to play games...
that was funny.
With death.
It kind of reminded me of
hilarious.
Scooby-Doo.
Yes. Anyway, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to go now because Charlotte has to pack. And so this has been a Marksmess Podcast. Thank you very much for listening to us. If you would like to contact us, you can by email at...
mymarksmess@gmail.com.
On Twitter.
At Marksmess... How do you spell that?
How do you spell that?
At Marksmess Podcast, like the T.
On our Facebook page.
Marksmess Podcast.
Thanks to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com for the title music. And remember, if you've got any tips for Charlotte for going off to university, do send them along. I'm sure she will be grateful for all of those.
I don't know what it's called in America. Is it called university?
I don't...
No, I think it's called college.
What?
But we have college over here as well, which is sixth form.
Yeah.
Because in England they have sixth form colleges.
We did try and get Charlotte into Empire State University, but seemingly it's not a real university. Folks, thank you very much. We will talk to you hopefully in the not too distant future, but until then, cheerio. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.